Hello friends, welcome back to my channel for my May monthly goals video. This is where I go ahead and share with you all of the goals that I have set for the month of May using my Cultivate What Matters Power Sheets. I love this goal planner. You guys have heard me rave about it again and again, and this is the best tool that I have in my arsenal for planning and achieving my goals. So in this video, we are going to go ahead and go over April goals and see how I did, and then we're going to look ahead to the month of May and see what I have planned for this month. So looking back at the month of April, I actually did a pretty decent job, if I do say so myself. So let's go ahead and just look through the goals and I'll talk you through how I did. First was to cultivate healthy and productive habits, and I actually believe I did this very, very well, primarily in the form of a morning routine. I've once again started getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then I have come upstairs and immediately started doing a morning pages practice, which is a journaling practice, and it has helped me tremendously. I have had some pretty awesome breakthroughs in terms of motivation, what's holding me back, and some other goals, some brainstorming for content creation in my business, and all in all, it's been a great experience. And that is something that I have been doing every single day, and I've been loving it. I'm so proud of myself for doing that, and I've been able to pile on and habit stack different habits beyond the morning pages, getting my workout in at 8 o'clock in the morning, living off of a consistent morning schedule down to a specific time. It's just been tremendous. So because of this development in and of itself, I have given myself the check mark. Yes, I have in fact created healthy and sustainable, what did I say? Healthy and productive. Yes, productive habits. Next up was an office closet reorganization, and as you guys know, I posted a video about that, so that did in fact happen. Reorganize my office storage. This is about 80% of the way done. It's not quite perfect, but I made some significant progress, so I'm almost there, and I do intend on finishing it up in the month of May. Reorganize the kitchen cabinet. This I did do. I did this the first weekend of the month. I scheduled it. My husband and I totally ended up redoing the basement in terms of shelving and organization, and that led to me reorganizing not just that kitchen cabinet that needed to get done, but pretty much the entire kitchen. It was epic. Purchase a jewelry armoire, and I can say yes, I did in fact do that because I'm looking at it. It is sitting here in my office, and I'm so pleased with the purchase. I will link the one I got down below. It is from a company called Hives and Honey, and it's available on Amazon. It was about $200 and something. My first one was more expensive than my second one. It was a whole thing, but I have what I wanted, and it's going to work very, very well. I have my jewelry and my accessories organized, and I'm feeling really good about it. Do my March finances. That is done. Read 2 nonfiction books. I am 75% of the way there, maybe even closer to 80–85%. I finished Chasing Cupcakes, and I'm in the middle of Dave Hollis's book, Get Out of Your Own Way. I just haven't quite finished it yet. And then my last 2 monthly goals were to read Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, which is done, and to read Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, which I am in the middle of as we speak. I'm about halfway through that book, so I'm this close. A couple hours more of dedicated reading will get me those goals. So I'm not quite there yet, but they're gonna get finished real soon. Items that I wanted to achieve every single week. The first one was FaceTime a friend, and I did that every week, and it was glorious. I don't know why it took a global pandemic for me to start making this a habit. It has been so nice to talk to some of my friends. Just last night, my husband and I had a FaceTime date with a couple that we were best friends with while he was going through business school, and it was just tremendous to be able to catch up with them. I FaceTimed some Instagram friends, I FaceTimed some friends from back home. All in all, wonderfully successful goal, and something that I'm hoping to continue in the future. My at-home spa rituals. I did some of them every week, but not all of them every week, as evidenced by the fact I currently have no nail polish on my nails, and just today I managed to give myself a facial and deep condition my hair. So I'm not as good at that, which baffles my mind because I'm such a girly girl and love all the beauty things. Why can't I make time for that? I'll never know, but I did something every week. So I still gave myself the check mark for it. 70,000 steps per week on average, and that I did achieve, which was a great goal because I did in fact notice that the amount of steps I got on a given day fluctuated because I'm not doing my normal routine because of quarantine. So there were days, like a couple Mondays ago when I went out and actually did the errands, I ended up between meal prepping and cleaning and running the actual errands and doing everything that it took and getting my workout in that morning, I got 19,000 steps in one day. And then there were a couple days where I only got 6,000 steps or maybe 9,000 steps. So everything ended up evening out. As long as I averaged the 70,000, which was 10,000 steps a day on average, I gave myself the check and I achieved that each and every week. 2 hours at the piano was an epic failure. I sat down at the piano twice the entire month. And again, that's something I'm like, I just don't understand why I can't do it. I can't get myself to do it, but it's a work in progress. And right now that is just clearly not a priority for me, and that's okay. 3 videos a week, check. 2 blog posts a week, uncheck. I think I posted 2 blog posts total. However, and like I've repeated myself a bajillion times on this freaking blog post goal, but what I did start doing was actually resurrecting my blog. Towards the end of the month, I went through and like recategorized things and went through and looked at some old posts and recategorized my posts and started to reorganize my blog because I'm actually resurrecting it and it feels really good. So even though I didn't get the actual posts out there, I plan on doing that this month, and I actually had a post go live this morning. I have content scheduled. I'm very, very excited about the month going forward. So while I did not quite get that goal this past month, the blogging goal is coming, and the motivation, like I started. The kickstart happened, the jump start. I'm gaining the momentum that I need to really go for it. So in and of itself, that was a successful goal, even if I didn't hit the numbers I was looking for. Do yoga twice a week. I did yoga about once a week, and I only did it twice with a video. I did spend some significant time stretching, but I did not intentionally do a yoga practice, but that was primarily because I switched gears and started a new workout program, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And then date night every week. We did do something that was considered date night, although this month we're hoping to be a little bit more intentional and a little bit more creative with date nights, but we did in fact do date night every week last month. And then my daily action items. Workout, killed it. Only missed a couple of days total, and they were days that I was still active, so I'm gonna take the win. Tracking. Also killed it. Every single day except Easter. Every day except Easter I tracked. Read. I was doing a lot better at this at the beginning of the month than the end of the month. I ended up with 23 out of 30 check marks, which for me is exceptionally good. So I'm going to take the win. Tea time, I did about half the time. I was real into it at the beginning of the month, and then as I started hydrating with different means during the day, I lost interest in tea by the end of the day. So that is something that's not a goal for this next month, but it is something that I'm going to intentionally try to incorporate into my day at least a couple of times a week, because your girl still has a crap ton of tea that she needs to use up. And then God time. I was actually really good about God time as well, only missed a handful of days. And the reason I was so good about the time with God and doing my devotionals and everything is because I habit stacked that right off of the morning pages. So my morning is I get up, grab my coffee, come upstairs and have coffee while I'm doing my morning pages. And then as soon as my morning pages are done, I do my Start Today journal, and then I do my devotionals and my quiet time with God. So just stacking those habits one on top of one another means that I have an entire morning routine that is well planned and intentionally I get everything done. I get everything done, which is wonderful. And the goal is to accomplish it. My goal is to have my butt in my chair by 6:30, and then 8 o'clock is when I want to do my workout. So that gives me an hour and a half of just morning routine time for me to spend time with me, my journals, God, my planners, whatever else I need to do to get that morning time in, which has been awesome. All right, let's turn the page and flip to the month of May. Month of May is kind of doing a complete 180, and I am here for it. So last month was renew and refresh. This month for May, my top priority is level up, which means that I just want to take everything to the next level. I have dedicated myself to a couple of goals specifically, and I just want to go gung-ho, hit the next level, really like slam my feet on the ground and take off running and just get these things done, accomplished, make moves towards the right direction, whatever the case may be. So that being said, my encouraging words, which I heard from Dave Hollis in one of his life coaching things, but I am not sure if it's his quote or not, but it is be present where your feet are. And I think those words are just hugely profound, because if you stop and you think about it, like not just like in this time, be present in this time where your feet are, but literally in everything you do. be present where your feet are. If you are in workout mode, be present and go all in that workout mode. If you are in rest mode, be present in that moment and do the best you can to be fully there for when you're resting or when you're working or when you're hanging out with your spouse or when you're playing with your kids. Be present where your feet are. So when I heard him say that, it just stuck with me and I was like, yes, that's the thing I need to do this month in order to achieve what I need to achieve to level up. You get it? So it's all kind of one big thing. All right, as per usual, we have our monthly action items, our weekly action items, and our daily action items. And we are starting with one of my top priorities, which unfortunately is a goal that I can't actually control, but I'm gonna do my darndest to try, and that is to bust out of my weight decade. I'm tired of being where I am. I'm 5 pounds away, exactly 5 pounds away from being in the next weight decade, and I am going to do everything in my power to get that scale to go in the direction that I want it to go. Now, is there a guarantee that no matter how much work I put in, I actually achieve that goal? No, there is no guarantee. The number on the scale is not something you can control. However, I can do all of the steps that I know I can do in order to find success. So I can control my effort, and my effort is what I am leveling up this month. My next goal is to look into these various blog resources that I have been researching and then get my blog up and running again. I am there. I'm in the beginning stages of it, but I'm truly like, oh, I'm excited, I'm motivated, I really am looking forward to writing. I have some content planned out and just, I'm getting really jazzed again, and I haven't felt this jazzed about my blog in a really long time. So it's just, the goal is just to get it up and running again. Next up is to stick to a content schedule. I have this fabulous planner called the Content Planner, and it just is a 1 month spread with some really cute little stickers that you can put in there, and you have Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and blog and all these different stickers. And just the other day I went through and I plastered in there a bunch of stickers committing to a content posting plan that is very intense, if you ask me. It's quite intense, and my goal, the ultimate goal here, is to stick to the plan that I put in that content planner, and I am very excited. I'm a little bit scared, but I'm very excited to do it. I just keep thinking about how it will feel if I do in fact achieve all of these things that I want to achieve this month. Like, how freaking awesome will it feel if I do bust out of my weight decade and I stick to my extensive content schedule just for 1 month? I feel amazing. So that is the goal. Next goal is to host my first book club meeting. In case you missed the announcement, I am doing a book club, like an official, we're gonna have a Zoom video call meeting book club. And that first book club meeting is gonna be at the end of the month. I have a whole video on it. If you wanna see it, I will link it down below for you. Go over there and check out the 411 on the book club. But it's gonna be a lot of fun, and we're going to get into some personal development books, have some great discussion, and hopefully grow as a community and as individuals along the way. Next goal is to make progress on my Broadway wall. I have this really cute little nook that has big aspirations for being the little music theater area of the house. And in that, my husband designed this whole concept of having a Broadway wall, plastering as many Broadway posters in that wall as possible. And the problem is I only own a handful. So I just want to make some progress on it, which means I need to find the frames that I want to use for the rest of the pictures, and I want to obtain a couple more Broadway posters. Unfortunately, there are some posters that I really want to have that I can't find anywhere, which is such a bummer, but there are some other ones, like I don't have a Hamilton one, I don't have a Dear Evan Hansen one. I'm trying to pick shows that had an impact on me in some way. So like, for example, I really would love a 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee poster, but they don't make them anymore. I can't find one for not an outrageous price. And I want that poster because I played Olive in the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, and it was such a fun show. So we're picking shows that either had a big impact on my husband or on me, or shows I was in or something like that, and it's going to be an epic wall once it's done. I'm not going to complete it this month, but as long as I make progress towards obtaining some of the stuff I need for it, it will be a goal achieved. Next up is my April finances. Doing the Diva and the Divine finances are goals that I set every single month because it is a task that needs to get done, and I need to schedule it and just sit down and do it, and I feel very accomplished when I do it. So it ends up on the Powersheets every month. This next one I'm really excited about. I'm hoping my husband can't hear me because I have a date night planned that's going to be an Enneagram date night. I know what my Enneagram number is, and I'm dying to know what his Enneagram number is. So for one of our at-home date nights, I want to make him take the Enneagram test, and then we can discuss it. We can look into what his Enneagram is, look into what mine is, and how they relate together. And it's going to be one of those like more profound date nights, but I feel like it is so stinking important. We can talk about our love languages and take that test and do the Enneagram test. And we've already taken our personality tests, so we know where we are there. But I just think it will be so much fun, and it'll give us a much deeper look into one another. But we have not taken the time to sit down and do that. Like I said, I've taken my test. I know what I am, but I do not know what he is. I'm curious, anybody who's an Enneagram fan, two things. Tell me what your Enneagram number is, and guess what mine is. I'm very curious to see what people think my Enneagram number is. Next goal is to celebrate my blog turning 7. It is no mistake that the blog is getting resurrected this month. I realized as I was going through and recategorizing and doing things that divaandthedivine.com turns 7 years old on May 30th. Or the 31st. I can't remember which one it is now, but it's the end of the month. I think it's May 30th. And it's 7 years old. And I feel so bad because I've neglected my baby for so long. So it is time to bring her back, celebrate her birthday in style, and keep her growing as she moves forward. Next goal is to read 2 nonfiction books, one of which is going to be a book that I've already read, but I'm reading again because it's for book club, and that is Everything is Figureoutable by Marie Forleo. And the second book, I don't know what it is yet, but we'll find out. And then my last monthly goal is to read Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban as I continue my reread of the entire Harry Potter series. Next up are my weekly action items, and the first one is take a Sabbath day of rest. I know this is a very biblical sounding goal, and that is because it is, you get it from the Bible, and it is to take a day of rest. God rested on the 7th day, and we are supposed to do the same. And in our day and age, that is a very hard thing to do and something that most people are not willing to do. So I am going to make the active choice to do that on one of the days of the weekend, meaning no work will happen, like just nothing. I'm not going to sit down at my computer and do anything that resembles work for Diva and the Divine or anything like that, and it is just a genuine day of rest. And if that means just going for a walk and playing with the dog and hanging out with my husband and just being chill, you know, that is great. That's exactly what I will need it to be. And I'm really looking forward to implementing this as a regular weekly practice. Next up is my weekly Lift 4 workouts. So this is the workout plan that I have implemented in the middle of the month, last month, or actually I guess towards the end of the month. I just finished today, the day I'm filming this, week 2 of 8. The Lift 4 program is a high intensity interval training and weight training workout that has a workout 4 days a week over on the Beachbody app. And I have been loving it. And once I tried it out, I decided to commit to doing the full program start to finish. And so the goal is to do all 4 workouts every single week. Next up, we have a 20-hour work week. And I know this is one that I have repeated multiple times and have not succeeded at. But if I want to level up everything else that I'm hoping to level up, then I really need to buckle down and do this. I have a timing app that I'm going to be using. My morning routine is definitely going to help me get ready and be ready to devote myself to that many hours of work in a day. And I have the Sabbath day to look forward to. So if I work hard during the week, get my 20 hours in, all of the things will fall into place, which will allow me my rest day. See how every goal I have is connected this month. I'm so stoked about it. Just like last month, my next goal is 70,000 steps within the week. This worked out tremendously well for me while being in quarantine and not being able to necessarily get in the 10,000 steps every day, because some days you just don't do enough. So my goal is 70,000 steps throughout the week, which means the average is 10,000 steps a day. It worked great for me last month, and I plan to do the same thing this month. As per usual, one of my weekly items is date night. One of my weekly items is the full-on a complete clean of the house. Now, this isn't going to happen all in one day. Maybe it will, but the cleaning check mark happens when all of the cleaning things that I want to accomplish within a week get completed. Next up is meal planning. Because of quarantine, I've been really bad about meal planning in advance, and we've been just kind of doing, hey, what should we do for dinner today? Or what should we do for dinner tomorrow? And I want to kind of get back on that. Let's at least have a handful of days, or maybe if we're lucky, the whole week planned out based on what we have in the house, because we haven't been going to the grocery store all that often. So getting back on the meal planning train is a goal this month. And then I also have written down as my last one, scheduled guilt-free me time. Once a week minimum, I just want to be like, I'm going to take this hour and watch this TV show that I know you don't watch, or sit and do absolutely nothing. Or if I want to poke at a game on my phone or play the Nintendo Switch or something, just do whatever the heck I want and feel zero guilt about the fact I'm not doing something productive or something for work or something to manage the home or whatever the case may be. Just guilt-free me time once a week. And then let's talk about my daily action items. These are things that have the little habit tracker that I get to tick off every single day. Starting with one that I'm a little nervous about, but very excited about. It's something that needs to happen, and it is 90 minutes of phone-free time every day. Have you ever stopped to think and notice how often we just pick up our phones whenever there's downtime for even a split second? We're like, oh, guess it's time to look at the phone and scroll Instagram and do something. So what I'm implementing is 90 minutes where I'm setting a timer, putting the phone in a different room, and I do not get to touch or think about or answer notifications or anything having to do with my phone for that period of time. It can either be in one 90-minute block, or it can be in two 45-minute blocks or three 30-minute blocks, whatever the case may be. But I try to keep it no smaller than 30 minutes, so like deliberate choice of 30 minutes, no phone, 3 times a day. And I find that when I do put on this timer, and this timer is an app, I'll get to that in a second, but when I put on this timer, it forces me to go do something else that's phone free. And it's wonderful, and that time is so productive. And so I want to implement that every single day. The app that I'm using is an app called Flora, and this app is just kind of a goofy little app. You can actually contribute money to it, which is very interesting. I haven't done that yet. But what you do is you grow a tree or something like that. So you're like, I'm gonna plant this little tree, and the tree will grow within that, let's say, 30-minute period, right? If you leave the app, the tree will die. So you will not get a complete tree if you leave the app. So you have to leave the phone on that app, put the phone down, and walk away, and you can't come back and use your phone for something else until that timer is up. And it is such a great app. I'm really enjoying it, so I'm going to be using it every day. Next is super simple. Be in my bites budget. This includes, which is points, by the way. Be in my bites budget for iTrack Bites every day. It includes dailies and weeklies, so it's not just stay only in your daily points. No, that's not what we're doing. But we're doing the whole, let's not go completely off the rails. That's all I gotta do. As long as I still have some weeklies left, or get in my dailies or whatever, the check mark is earned. Next up is She Reads Truth. I wanna make sure that I'm actively using my She Reads Truth studies every single day. I have a couple of them here on my bookshelf over there, and then I also decided to subscribe to the monthly subscription to get new ones delivered every month so I can keep up with the community. And so I'm very, very excited about that, but I want to make sure I don't fall behind. I fell behind in Lent, and I don't want to do that again. So every single day I need to make sure I am in a She Reads Truth book. Next up is to publish content. Be that a blog post or a video, or even on the days that I'm not working and on my Sabbath, I can still post an Instagram post, or if I'm being really good, I can schedule an Instagram post or a Facebook post and everything, and work ahead in my content publishing so something from Diva and the Divine goes live somewhere every single day. And then my last daily habit is to read each and every day. I have a couple books I need to catch up on, and then I have at least 3 books that I want to read this month, which means I've got to get the ball rolling and get dedicated to intentional time with reading every single day. Those are my goals for the month of May. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments down below what one of your major goals that you're trying to tackle for the month of May is. If you like this video, don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up, and if you would like to be a member of the Diva and the Divine community, we would love to have you. Just click that little subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, happy May, and I'll see you later.